Welcome back to the Mexican-American War series on history with Herodotus. As the war between Mexico and the United States raged on, General Zachary Taylor's army had been making steady gains in northern Mexico. In February 1847, Taylor's forces clashed with a large Mexican army led by General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna at the Battle of Buena Vista. The battle was intense and bloody, with both sides suffering heavy casualties. However, Taylor's troops ultimately emerged victorious, thanks in part to the bravery of the American soldiers and the effective use of artillery. The Battle of Buena Vista was a significant turning point in the war, as it gave the United States control over a large portion of northern Mexico and paved the way for further advances into the country. The victory also boosted Taylor's reputation as a military leader and helped to cement his position as a leading figure in the war. Meanwhile, back in the United States, the war was becoming increasingly unpopular. Many Americans were beginning to question the motivations behind the conflict and the heavy toll it was taking on the nation's economy and soldiers. The war was also raising important questions about the nature of American expansion and the treatment of diverse populations. One of the key issues being debated in the United States was the Wilmot Proviso, a proposed law that would have banned slavery in any territory acquired from Mexico during the war. The proviso was introduced by Representative David Wilmot of Pennsylvania in 1846 and sparked a heated debate about the role of slavery in the United States. As the debate over the Wilmot Proviso raged on, tensions were also rising between the United States government and the Mexican government in exile. The Mexican government had fled to the city of Querétaro after the fall of Mexico City and was now attempting to negotiate a peace treaty with the United States. However, the negotiations were slow going, and it seemed unlikely that a peace agreement would be reached anytime soon. In addition to the diplomatic tensions, there were also growing concerns about the treatment of soldiers on both sides of the conflict. The war had been marked by numerous atrocities, including the massacre of American prisoners by Mexican forces at the Battle of Goliad and the killing of Mexican civilians by American troops in the town of Agua Nueva. Despite these challenges, the United States government remained committed to pursuing the war against Mexico. In February 1847, Congress passed a bill authorizing the president to call up an additional 50,000 volunteers to fight in the war. The bill was seen as a major escalation of the conflict and sparked widespread protests across the United States. As we conclude our exploration of the Battle of Buena Vista and the home front, it is clear that this period was marked by significant challenges and controversies. The war was raising important questions about the nature of American expansion, the treatment of diverse populations, and the role of slavery in the United States. However, despite these challenges, the United States government remained committed to pursuing its goals in Mexico, setting the stage for a dramatic and bloody conclusion to the conflict. That's all for today. Join us next time on History with Herodotus, as we continue our series on the Mexican-American War with Episode 7, Scots Invasion.